Greetings everyone, my name is Etterville, and welcome back to my Let's Play of Mega Man Maker. In this weekly morning live stream, as usual, I'll be covering a combination of both Fear's mid-levels and other levels I find online, primarily focusing on the former for the next upwards of 2 hours, and afterwards I'll showcase some art posted on the server. Welcome to the stream Sunflora, Jedok, Raccoon, the Patio, all the lurkers, and anyone else we missed. Probably gonna be a 9-minute stream, but we'll see. So the plan for today is this stream, and in the evening, Demon Tides. And then tomorrow morning will be Dome Keeper. Originally I said I was gonna cover Super Mega Man 3, but then I realized, oh wait, I do want to do one playthrough in my own time, just to refresh my memory, and so I can better react to the shenanigans that happen later on, because I want to give that game the best time in the limelight. As unpolished and goofy as it is. So how's it going, everybody? Oh, and along the way, I'll be talking about game-related topics and other stuff. So let us begin with this stage, Mirrored City by Neo Cutman, 37 plays and a score of 10. Like, I played Mega Man Maker for many years now. I'm okay with talking other games. Oh hey Hardgoss, it's been a while. And I already have my own our own stage in Magwell Tree. Oh, I got caught in that one. Should have just used this. Oh, so much for paying attention. Oh shoot, it's still... Come back here! I don't get what you're saying, Jedok, but sure. Although, unlike Mirror Woman, these are not why was it double there? Although, unlike Mirror Woman, they're not reflections of each other. It's like a straight-up copy. Orienting myself so I can match it is gonna be a problem. Diamond Man Day. Okay. Hey, Popcorn. I thought I was safe and there may have been spikes. No. This is trickier than I thought because I'm bad with these sorts of spacings. Darn it, I should have damage boosted. Oh, no, no, no. Pfft. Surprisingly tricky indeed. Gonna respawn this. Of course, if I memorize the positioning, it's fine. The problem is the bird at the top. If only the enemies could be linked. That would resolve all my problems. Well, I could by using this, but where's the fun in that? Ah, it's bright and sunny again. Well, not the sunny, but you get the idea. Crystal Snail Seam does fit. Crystal Man would also work. Thank you, Hard Gust. Your love will be added soon enough. But yes, I will be covering Super Mega Man 3 next Sunday, because I want a bit more time to cover that game in my own time, then I'll do it. Hold right. Left. See, I'm always bad at these sorts of trying to judge in the darkness. I need a much more explicit landmark. I know it's on the left side, but that's not good enough for me. Yeah, I thought I had a bit more space, but apparently I was 3 squares ahead. For shame, for shame. I was gonna discuss the Super Mario Galaxy movie's release and how successful it is, but it seems no one else is interested, so I won't talk about it here. And it seems that Pixel Boy hasn't really been attending these streams, so yeah. If only I could damage boost on that lower area. Again, I thought I would... Yeah. I don't like these sorts of challenges because whenever I have to tap walk like this, I need a much more direct landmark to position myself with. When I say landmark, I mean like point. It being on the other side of the screen does not help. What happens if I go here? No difference. Got it. That's cool. 1, 2, 3. Now it's too far. I don't like this one. I get it's building up, but for this sort of challenge, you need to have more experience with other levels in order to properly execute on it. The rest of the challenges didn't really require this level of precision. This would be fine if I could just... it was, bright out. Will do, it's my only shot right now. Yeah, I guess that worked. I could do it without the thunderstorm, but seems like that's not a really good option. I do get a Yushishi as well, but oof, Buster Omi is a pain. Okay. Funny how it's time, man. I would expect it like Crystal Man, but eh. Here we go. Lights back on. Lights off, lights on. Eh. Yeah, for the last section, use Thunderstorm. That's the best way to make it easier. Now speaking of difficult stages, on to Wise Randomized Enemy Gauntlet of Pain Practice Mode by Nuclear Sub. 25 plays, score 4. I'm not sure which one this is in the series. I think this is number 4 I'm playing through. Maybe it's a remake of the first one, I don't know. No, it's a little bit different. I don't remember there being a fish. Where is it gonna teleport me? Here, okay. That's gonna go take me to the left, isn't it? Yeah. And now the hard part. 1, 2, go. Because if they grab me, I'm dead. Oh my. Read footholders be like. Oof. Could I jump through the spikes, actually? Probably. I'm not gonna try that. Okay, it's a dodging challenge. I failed it immediately. I have to jump over them and rush forwards. I can make it, I think. I wanted to tap walk. Go, 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 go! I want some more of the breeding room. Beep! I forgot I activated that by accident. Okay, Daggies will never make it across there. Excuse me. Thank you. That's half. Oh, I don't like this. I need 2, don't I? If I can just make it up to that ledge... Yeah. No ceiling. Gives me a good shot at the cuckoo. Just careful maneuvering is required here. I need to get closer to open it. Thank you. It's this careful, methodical movement, that's all. Oh. It's because I can start at the ground. Okay, who's the boss this time? Top man in this arena. Oh gosh. I can never actually destroy that, can I? It may be better to just keep it up. It makes it a little bit harder to dodge, but it doesn't move as fast. But then I have a problem actually hitting Top Man. That's the trade-off. Okay, I can only take 2 or 3 hits from Top Man. That's good to know. It is still easier than that Top Man encounter where I had to dig through the blocks, though. At least this has a difficulty curve. See? Way easier. Watch out! I hit the wrong one. Go to self. Go faster. Go, go, go! That baton over there is going to be an issue. I can't charge my shot, so I can't just preemptively. Go, 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 go! Yeep! Just slide right through. Should have kept sliding. Punch, punch. Can't slide through, I have to wait at least 1 cycle. Punch, punch. Jump over. Punch, punch. In this case, it's being patient and oh. Oh, okay. Huh? Oh, sliding extended my hitbox sideways, so I'm dead. Hug. Head hug. Oh, thank you, Vui. Press the switch. We'll get locked in place? Probably, but I need to see what's happening. I need that, don't I? I do. Hit ball. Okay, extra challenge, don't hit any of the switches. It will disperse that gravity door which you need to stand on. There was... Okay. Carroted. 1, 2, 3... Too low. Can I rush forwards? Yes! Oh, pfft. Didn't know... I didn't realize they could just respawn like that. Yep, there it is. Every time I jump, in fact. No, there's one here. Okay, you despawn yourself, so it bounces out. 12 HP this time, so that's like 3 or 4 hits. I see. I can't harm Bubbles. Hey. Hello? I can't aim it directly upwards, so now it becomes a little bit more awkward to hit her. Okay. Now, allegedly the easier part. Even, he's still firing bubbles at the same rate as before. Okay. Bombs, gyros, and acid. Ah, shoot. Your game? Do you mean in, is it a level in Mega Man Maker? And how long is it? I need 7 keys. Let me go. Haha. I'll be taking the rest, thank you very much. If I have time, maybe. Let me finish the other Veersman levels first. Wow, okay, time limit there too. I will say that compared to the previous Enemy Gauntlet practice levels, I'd say this is a better balance. There's no sudden difficulty spikes or what have you. Okay, I had a little bit more time. I have less time this today, and I don't really cover indie games on Saturday mornings. Nor do I really cover horror in general because it doesn't really pique my interest. Too soon. I'll see to it. Actually, does your game have an itch.io page or GameJolt page? If they do, I can actually get another person to try covering it. Oh, golly. Thought I could slide through. Should have rushed. Bye. Oops. That was my bad entirely. Alright, send me, post the link under, the gaming channel, and I'll be able to try checking it out later, and I'll recommend it to someone else. It lagged. Sliding once again kills me for the opposite reason. Joy. I'm surprised it did his first time. No damage. Huh. Oh, hello there. Jumping directly to phase 2. That's something I don't usually see. Usually we always start phase 1. Oh gosh. I'll do it the fair way. Really? I jumped too high. This is tricky because I have to jump not too high and not too short, as well as time it correctly. And I wish I had a fast forward or save states. That's the original version of the team. It's when he decides to just fire in that rapid succession, I'm kind of in a bad spot. I can also just rush upwards up the ladder and get the ending. I'll give it one more attempt, then I'll do that. I already spent over 20 minutes on this stage. Yeah, it's... If it had a more consistent firing arc or firing rate, this wouldn't be so much of an issue. But because they shift it like that, it becomes an issue. No, this is how I remember it from the NES version, I think. Of course, it's still tricky to reach the ladder. It can also be that you're playing the EU version. Or PAL version, to be more specific. He fires technically at the same rate, but because of where he is in the position, it messes with that. Simply can't reach it fast enough, so even going for the quick ending at the top is a problem. Wait, can I even get to the top? If this is a boss fight, that's locked, isn't it? Come on, what determines if he's gonna fire up? Do I have to be jumping? That's the problem. I need a better metric of figuring out when it's gonna fire up. I wish Buster or Buster or Gokulis or Zen were here. They'd be able to show what it is. Well, the problem with trying to jump just before he fires is the other shots and timing it. If I could task, then yes, I'll do that. I really need either a slower gameplay or to task it. I simply cannot react fast enough to this level of precision. You see, I'm jumping just before he fires, but the level of precision is added. Not really. It's not just jumping before he fires, it's jumping at a very particular point before he fires. could do that, I need to back up a little bit to do. If Buster was here, he'd probably say to increase my health by at least 3 or 4. So I have one bit of mercy. Remember, square hitboxes, so even though that's a curved projectile, it actually extends further out, making this more miserable. Well, at least it's the ending of the stage, so it isn't as problematic, but please, if you're gonna give me a boss fight like this, can you at least give me 4 or 7 HP? The battles against Top Man, the battles against Splash Woman, Top Man, and, what was the last one? Tornado Man. They were easier than this, and they still gave me more HP. Sometimes I don't understand the balancing here. Before I said it was more balanced, and then this showed up. Like, at least give me one avenue of safety. The problem with this here is that, because of the positionings and other things, it can be really difficult to dodge the projectile shots, which for the previous fights wasn't really an issue. It was easy to dodge okay, there are two things I want to point out. For the previous boss fights, not only was it easier to dodge the projectiles, they gave me more HP. I don't understand. And losing those two safety nets just makes it... And losing those two things just makes it much harder. I think this needed to have a little bit more playtesting. I think I'll use the level editor after 2 or 3 more minutes. I'm not having fun here. I feel like I'm just spinning around in circles. Anyone else have advice here? Staying far is only helps so much. Getting close only helps so much. I know it's based off my positioning and jump timing, but at the rate he fires it, I simply cannot react fast enough. I need task tools for that, or a slowdown generator. I'm just saying that... Oh my gosh, I did it this time. I got lucky. Really lucky. People seem to have left. Okay. Heart. Super adapter. Huh? Let me see how many viewers we actually have right now. Yeah, unfortunately at this stage in Maker, we have 7 watchers actually. The thing is that most of them... 7 plus 1 watchers. The thing is that most of them are lurkers. And are only waiting to speak until... Are only waiting to speak when I cover their levels. Okay. I have full HP this time. Watch as this ends up being much easier than the previous fight, and you'll see my criticism. Okay, now for the hard part of the fight. Okay, not actually that hard. Okay, this was made so much easier than the previous fight. By an umpteen degree. If anything, I may not be able to do it damageless, but I could at least do it with 1 or 2 hits. This is when I was talking about kind of baffling the difficulty balancing. If the penultimate fight didn't exist, or they gave me like 2 spare hits, I wouldn't be complaining about the difficulty balancing, and I would have said this was the best balanced randomized enemy gauntlet of pain so far, but then it showed up. Which I want to point out again, not only is that one of the machine's projectiles harder to dodge than the previous 3 major boss fights, I have only 1 hit. And the one following it for the final one is so much easier than anything else. Maybe it's not the easiest boss fight in the stage, but the fact that I can more easily dodge and I have a full HP tank really goes a long way. Also helps that the projectiles are a lot easier to dodge too, so I would rebalance that a bit. I get the idea behind the penultimate fight, but it's too much of a difficulty spike relative to the rest of the stage. The final boss fight was fun. Okay. Number 3 up is Mega Man the Supernatural 4 Wally Haunted Castle 5 Finale by La Patio. 46 plays and a score of 23. You know the drill, this is base the Supernatural Castle. Yeah, no. If that's dodge roll, I'm not taking it. I've ranted enough about how it's actually a power down. I already skipped 1 castle in the series. Oops. Triple comboed. Okay. Smart way. Huh? What? Was it paying attention to the... It was. Huh. Yeah, I noticed a hole in the ground. But I'm base, so I don't care. Oh no! I forgot. The chandeliers collapse. That was easy. Who's up next? Nobody. I'm not running the Tekion. Past to the left. Oh, past Supernatural final boss fights, I guess. Let's clean that. Ow. Oh, I wish that worked. That'd been really funny. It doesn't activate when using copy vision. I didn't realize it until now. That's really cool. Cut through the chase. Well, I keep getting pulled to the right. I think I'll stay on the right end. Takes care of that. Let me in. Okay, there's an enemy chop suey there. First, destroy the beaks. I want to damage them just enough before I start consuming E's. Really? I thought it was... Sorry. Too close. That's the unfortunate thing about the red force beams. Okay, we're good again. Now I'll E-tank it. I'm priced in now. We're locked in, whatever. Whew. 2 E-tanks to... Now for Supernatural 2's final boss. I want your stomping to go away, please. Thank you. Well, I guess that works. But they really want me to just use the... No. Wow, I got trolled. Well, I didn't lose any tanks, so... So they're all weak to Metal Blade. I thought each final boss would have a different weakness, but fine, I guess. Let me do this again. It is kind of like... Yeah, it is kind of like Crypt Cloak. I wish the game actually told me about that. As a matter of fact, I wish the game had more detailed tutorials from the base explaining how important mechanics of the weapons. I don't like getting chain locked in instant death like that. It's... Got it. No. That is a very evil way of having instant death traps. And the problem is, when it's spawning, I don't get iframes, even though they get to freeze me. One of my criticisms as a maker, as you know, is that I wish it had something like the Magma Tree levels of tutorials. Like, there's several hidden mechanics of the weapons which aren't properly explained in game, and you have to watch an outside tutorial or ask someone. Okay, I got lucky. That's one. 2. These ones are really weak to metal. The blade. I think Supernatural would make this fight so much easier because of the damage. And you know I can actually dub the boost that helps really much. Metal blade for all. I think the thing that really grinds my gear about this fight is how I think the thing that really grinds my gears about this fight is how if you end up spawning another boss in, you're locked in position, cannot move, but you don't have iframes either. Well, not perfect iframes, so you can get killed insta-get by the red force beam. It worked better in the previous version of the fight because we had more movement. Anyways. Now for less of a difficulty spike. I do wish each of the final bosses had a separate weakness, though. Who's left? I see. Well, that was very easy. I didn't even need 4 E-tanks, or any E-tanks. Now Supernatural 4. What are you up to? Okay, we got differences now. Bubble. I know what his weakness is, but I want to experiment. I don't usually get to use the bouncing properties of this. When I say bouncing properties, I mean every time it bounces, it deals more damage. Oh no, 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 no. Quick man. Now's not the time. No, 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 no. No Astro Crusher me, eh? Sorry for the screen flashing. GG. Whew. Keep running, keep running. The whole place is going in ruins. The whole place is exploding. The end. Right, that was 4. I thought there would be one more secret one. Congratulations! Thank you for playing. That fight would have been hard if I just used the Buster or Broom, but it's a fun way of ending off. The hardest part of this final stage was easily the Supernatural 2 final boss revisit. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much for giving me E-tanks. I would rework the second fight a bit so that you just can't get... so that when they respawn, or when more bosses spawn in, you don't get locked in position and have an almost guaranteed chance of getting eaten by the red force beam. When I say eaten, I mean disintegrated. One moment, please. Back I have returned. Board up is Plasma Cloud by Sunflower Zoomerl. 29 plays, score 6. Oh, cool. Probably also gonna be my favorite level this week. Unfortunately, this is another one of those weeks where the levels are eh. They are distinct and they're not just pushovers, but they have certain problems which I don't know. Choose our music. Spark Mandrill. I'll take this. It's from Mega Man X3. I forget which stage specifically. I always play through Sunflower Zoomerl's levels as role as A, it's a bit harder, and B, most levels I play through don't feature role. I think she's my least featured featured character. She's actually one of my favorite characters to play as here, as she's especially a boss killer to anyone who isn't a projectile-focused boss fight. Oh, ow. I just wish her dodge roll was an actual upgrade like her siblings in base. I see it. You can't fool me. Bounce ball. Thank you, Hyper. Gold catfish, yeah. Oof. Whoops. I didn't realize it started with the magnet beam. Whoopsies. You could have made some adjustments to make it a little bit more tolerable, like removing the instant death. But as a reminder, in terms of stream schedule, oops. Tonight, I'll resume my playthrough of Demon Tides, and tomorrow morning I'll begin my playthrough of Dome Keeper. Next Sunday, I will do Super Mega Man 3. Oh no. Do I go up here first or down there? I think I go down there. You know, that just makes it easier on me. Yeah, I was right. Now I'll go up. If I didn't have the bounce ball from the previous weapon capsule though, I have to go down. That'd be true. No, I lost in the lava. Remember, even though it's a revisit to a previous fight, that doesn't mean you have to perfectly replicate it with all its flaws. I only have myself to blame for that. I keep forgetting that there's electric gating over there. Flash. 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 Oh. The arrow was right over there anyways, but when I was jumping I saw the ladder. I thought it was gonna take me into the electric lava thingy. It's not electric lava, I'm just calling business funnier. Oops. There goes my AM tank. Not that I really need it. Oh gosh. I still have 2 beats though. Did it... Wait, did it drop... Did it drop... Did it just drop a pickup by destroying the lightning? Or was it just seeing things? It did. Hey Mike. Tango Marine time. Into the lava I go. Oof. Yeah, and that would be rather annoying, Hyper. Not being informed. That's going fairly well, I'd say. Unlike the last few levels I played from Sunflora, this time I'm actually getting most of the weapons from the relay. So maybe I'll have the boss's weakness this time. Goodbye, Tango Marine. Oh boy. Flash. Yeah, was bad positioning. No matter, it's right here. By process elimination, I either miss the final special weapon or it's a Spark Chaser. I missed it somewhere. Oh well. Oh, is this something else? No worries, I have roll in a broom, and that's the true weakness. They're operating a drill machine. Oh, I see it now. Fouls? Gotcha. Goodbye. There goes the drill machine, as well as the rest of their fortress, falling out of the heavens. Perfect. We destroyed the core. Now the whole place will go up in flames. Out of the way, let's go, Lekman! Bye, Lekman! Roll steals yet another elevator. Oh, never mind, he's fine. He respawned. If I haven't made it apparent by now, this is my fair little episode, but I'd say this is decent, but there are several messy screens that it could be polished more, but in terms of actually using its gimmicks, enemies, and other level mechanics, as well as the boss fights, Ava is the best out of the bunch. But we're kind of in the drought of good levels, so yeah. I will say though that none of the levels are bad this time around. Last week there were some more crummy levels, but eh. You know how it is sometimes. Especially in the Twilight era of this fan game. This lasted for way longer than I expected anyways. Most of us did. Fifth up is Delroy Bloodbath by Genox74, 48 plays and a score of 23. Like if I have to end the stream early, I'll end it early. Nah. I'd rather just overextend it just for the sake of fulfilling a time commitment. It'd be one thing if there are a lot of interesting levels or some sort of gimmick, or I was trying to cover an entire game or 100% it. Like if I was playing Demon Ties, sure, I'd be really happy to extend it by another half an hour. But this one, not without some more really fun levels. Like Demon Ties is a lot more, is pretty peak. A good example of the quote-unquote expressive platformer, or whatever we're trying to name the genre by now. I know I'm not doing the best showcase of it because of my lack of skills and inexperience, but I'm really enjoying it. Let's go down, shall we? The winery. Go for what you think works best. Fire. No fire here. I'm sorry, my brain's kind of working on autopilot right now. I'd rather discuss something else, like a game-related topic, but unfortunately, Oops. Seems like most people who would like to discuss that aren't really in chat today. The level isn't bad, it's just that, okay, visually it's nice. You can pierce through this? Oh my gosh. The level isn't bad, it's just that, it's one of those it's like your usual fare of rompiness. Not too difficult, not too hard, not too difficult, not too easy. It's in like the solid intermediate, lower to intermediate. Intermediate if you decide not to use special weapons, lower intermediate if you decide to use special weapons, and the more powerful characters. And visually speaking, it does a decent job. Like, I played far worse levels in Maker even last week. Like, take a look at the most of the most popular queue levels. Or levels featured on the most popular queue. Those are just eh. Oh, I love the gravestones and how I could just farm off of them. Alright, good luck with the egg filling. Oily blood. Better get washed off with bleach. Weakness is on water. Color me surprised. It's ice. Burner? That was weird. Darn it, he's immune. So much for that strategy. Lol, the big chamber worked against you. And Burner. Like, Burner and Shade work better, or are much more difficult to deal with in smaller arenas, due to some of their abilities and how they can space you out. In large arenas like this, especially underwater where you have a lot of space to work with, as well as simply jump over most of his attacks, it becomes kind of a bloodbath for them. Oh hey Buster! Hey Pixel Spark, welcome to the stream. Pretty level indeed. And it's another one of those weeks where outside of 2 levels, most of the fare is just when it happens. These are the twilight years of Maker, so I shouldn't be surprised. Of course, that does mean that sometimes we do, out of the blue, get something really good. Oh, am I gonna cover more Squirrel with a Gun? The answer to that is depends on how much people are clamoring for it. I'll probably return to that in a few weeks, but I'll do it sooner if more people are interested. It's fun and all, but from here on out, I am not gonna go for 100%, I'm just gonna go for game completion, probably. Unless I really like a mini area, then sure, I'll go for 100% for each of them. I am noticing how much more grindy it's getting, in particular for the cosmetic skins, so what I'll probably do is, I'll go for all the golden acorns, the ammo upgrades, and the cheaper skins. But the more expensive stuff, I'll ignore when I come back to it. Like, that game is fun, but yeah. Also, I realized that the flagpole indications of what needs to be collected, they're not like straightforward locations where they are, as I learned with, for example, the oil skin. I should treat them more as hints. 6th stop is Ancient Desert Temple by Hard Gus, 42 plays and a score of 16. So, I did make a minor change to the Sunday morning schedule though. We'll need some time. I moved over Super Mega Man 3 to next Sunday because I want to do one full playthrough before. As it has been a while since I last played that game, and I want to give the best showing for that game. You know, best showing of all the goofiness and jankiness. And instead, this Sunday morning I'll be covering Dome Keeper. As I have been meaning to play that game because I played 2 of the games that were inspired by it. I really should actually play the OG thing. Well, it's not really OG, but the Inspirer. I'm referring to Wild World 2 and something else. One of the endgame areas is confusing and significantly less fun than anything before. I'll probably get to that on stream 3 or 4 though, so keep that in mind. I may edit it down into a playthrough video, but unlike most of my Let's Plays, it's going to be so heavily edited down that it's not going to be like in a walkthrough format. Like, with my Let's Play videos, for most of them, I try it to some degree, edited in such a way that you can roughly understand how did I get to that area, and give a rough pathway. But with Squirrel with a Gun, it's going to be much more like a highlights reel. But not actually a highlights reel, but I'm going to do a lot more jumping around with the video footage. As in, sure, I'll show collecting all the things, but I am not going to be showing, for example, all the steps, or most of the steps, in order to get them. And besides, if I was actually going to do a walkthrough of Squirrel with a Gun, I'd replay the game to be more optimal, because I did some really suboptimal things already on. Best part of the game by far was the tank boss fight against Fodder, because oh my gosh, that with the anime AMV music was great. I know, I said anime music video, like me. I need to listen to that again. I was actually gonna include this as a Be Right Back team, but I'm worried about copyright, so no. Nice. You said confusing. In what way do you mean confusing? No super arm for me. Hi, birdies. Bye, birdie. Esperanto? I'm afraid not. Oh my gosh. I'm afraid not, Mr. Darkfin. in a way that's big vertically, and the stuff you have to get to is not clearly visible. And there's lots of agents constantly responding with high damaging weapons, so probably bazookas, assault rifles, machine guns, etc. And there's not that much in the way of ammo refills, so I have to use. So that my only ammo refills are from the agents, basically. Oh. Squirrel with a Gun is one of those mini collectible. Squirrel with a Gun is one of those games in a collectathon-like sense where I really wish I had an item radar. Or give me something like the Emerald Radar. Sheesh, this suddenly went harder. Out of the way, so you basically have to lock in. Gotcha. Activating rapid fire! Sheesh, I need to hold all the way left here. I don't really help with level building as, if you know me, you know how slow I am at that. I may be able to hash out some okay levels or decent levels, but they take weeks. Maybe 1 week. It's kind of a miracle how, didn't hold left enough. It's kind of a miracle how fast my 40-hour level came about, but it had 0 playtesting. Outside playtesting. Okay, I can go with suggestions. What do you need suggestions with? I mean, the first part worked. Esperanto is, I don't think it really fits with the stage. I like Esperanto, but, not what I expect from a temple with this setup. Okay, that's what I was missing all along. I just need to hold left. This has been another embarrassing moment from Etterville. Tune in for more embarrassing moments. Ooh, you're working on a mod. That's more involved than I thought. Ah yes, the song of miraculously restored gorgeous meadow. There's a song to play when getting lasered to death. Maybe this is a song playing for the thing lasering me. I wouldn't mind this song being played in a temple, but, not one filled with this many death traps. I'm happy that this stage doesn't give Proto Man double damage, though. That's really appreciated. Quickman scene would actually be more appropriate here, to be honest. Ow. Oh. Ching! Yeah, no, I'm not fighting him like that. Full health, please. Ah, yes, it is. What a stunning team. You know, on a structural level, it's actually one of the more competent stages, but it needs a bit more pizzazz. Oh no, I know exactly what you're referring to, Buster. I haven't fully played Network Transmission, but I've seen playthroughs, and without Invis, the bank system in Network Transmission is, something. Keyword, without the Invis chip. Or the equivalent. Greetings, beauties, and gentle beauties as well, Copy X. Unfortunately, when most of the playthroughs I've seen, they went through it without even having the Invis chip. So, hope you're playing on an emulator or something with save states. And with the one where they had Invis, and with the one playthrough I saw, and with the one review where they had the Invis chip, they managed to turn that section into a joke. I did. As a matter of fact, it's up next. Alright, I'll be right back in a moment though. Back I am. 7th up is... Hang on a sec. Seventh up is Nitro Man's Warty Rival by Para0. 16 plays and a score of 0. Short level, divisive. Base with 2 abilities. Okay. Oh gosh. Depending on how long this section is, this can either be very painful or I'm fine with this. Okay, checkpointed here. Oh, okay. You can turn off and on the rails here. No double jump for me, I'm afraid, so I have to lock it on. It is a bit tricky and there is a bit of a surprise moment, but checkpoints nearby in each of the sections before the checkpoint aren't that long. I don't really have an issue. Well, that's fun. Oh no. And now I do in reverse. That's cute. I wonder why more levels haven't used the oil slide or the pipe. That could be cute. Ooh, practice. This is practicing swapping it so I can thunderclaw to the other side. That's a really generous checkpoint. Generous compared to a lot of other stages and how they would do it. I'm waiting for the point where I understand why this level is so divisive, and I still haven't caught it yet. Okay. Ow. Ow. Is it because of the boss fight? I don't think it's because of Nitro Man, but I need to see how difficult the boss fight is. Almost, if I just rammed into him once. Oh, I forgot there's a hole there. And I thought I was far enough away from it too. If I need to keep lowering him down, if he goes up there, it becomes tricky. This is a tricky fight, and I think this is the reason why this got such a divisive score. But, hang on a sec. The best way to deal with him is to ram into him with the oil slider, but depending on your positioning and how much you fought Nitro Man before, but depending on positioning, it can be tricky. And of course, how many times he decides to race back and forth. That's also another important consideration. Got him. I think Nitro Man works better as a fight here. Okay. I would actually mark this as my honorable mention of the episode because it knows exactly what two gimmicks it's trying to use, or three gimmicks technically. And it uses them fairly well in this environment. But it does assume you've already used the oil slider and charge kick. It does assume you've already used the oil slider plus the Thunderclaw, especially in the first section. You may want to introduce one more section before that to quickly refresh the player on those abilities. Especially, for example, slowing down the oil slider and being able to quick weapon swap to the Thunderclaw. And even if you get past those sections, there's a boss fight at the end against Nitro, where if you haven't fought Nitro enough times, it can feel like a insurmountable challenge because, or rather, it can become rather annoying depending on how many times he decides to throw the wheel cutters and how many times he decides to sweep the arena, as the best way to deal damage to him is with the oil slider ram. So, it is a tricky stage, but to me it's not that frustrating because I already have the knowledge checks. And I wouldn't say there's any BS moments. Maybe outside the boss fight with the RNG, but in the stage itself, I don't see any BS moments. It's mainly on the execution factor. So this is, I would say, unlike many of the divisive levels I've seen, I would say that it's, I give it positive for this. And going into this, I was a bit worried you pulled off something really bad happened with the level at the end, or there was a big miss. Didn't happen, thankfully. And hey, this is one of the levels I actually come back to for Maker on a weekly basis, so congrats for that. Alright. One moment, please. So the 8th and final level of the stream is Forest Facility by Pixel Spark 2, 25 plays and a score of 7. Okay, I'll do April Fool. Well, never mind. I'll do one more stage after this because I do want to cover the April Fool's level, as April Fool's was just a few days ago. Better this week than next week. I could have damage boosted, but where's the fun in that? Pumpkin? In a place like this? Must be the forest variant. Think fast. And I want to clarify something to Buster. Yes, I probably will return the squirrel with a gun. I'm dead. I will return the squirrel with a gun, but in a few weeks, perhaps. Sooner if more people are interested. But not 100%. I'm gonna go for just completion. It's not gonna be like low percent, but I'm gonna ignore like the cosmetics. It's not like one of those games where I dislike the experience, no siree. As what's functionally the birthday game request, I kind of am obligated. And as for Bowser's Inside Story, because I know someone's gonna bring that up eventually, and I want to do it now, get it out of the way, I'll probably be covering it later this year. I covered Partners in Time and enjoyed it, not as much as Superstar, but enjoyed it. I do want to cover what's considered to be the best Mario and Luigi game. And yes, I will also cover Dream Team. After that, though, it's a little bit more complicated. Wow. Like Paper Jam, I'll think about it. Brothership, though, if I ever figure out how to just capture Switch games, sure. But, I will say this. I'm not gonna cover Dream Team right after Bowser's Inside Story. I do want to cover Paper Mario 1000-Year-Old Door because there's at least three or four different indie games which are heavily based off of that, and I want to have a better perspective on those. Or more specifically, one is based off of 64, and 2 or 3 of them are based off of 1000-Year-Old Door, so I want to get a better perspective. Oh gosh! Well, you're teasing me, game. Not actually, but you know. But yeah, after 1000-Year-Old Door, sure. Oh gosh, this is bad. Oh, that is kind of rude. And when I say 1000-Year-Old Door, it's gonna be a widescreen hack of the OG one. The remake has significant changes that do change up the game and for the better, mainly for the better, but I can't really capture it. So OG it is. So yes, I will have to go through the pain of the backtracking in Chapter 4. I don't really I do wish the OG game did remix the battle team for each chapter like the remake does. Yes! Thank you. Still no there. Oh no. Let me down! Unfortunately, no special weapons to make this a little bit easier on myself. Only Rush Coil, which I can technically use to save myself, so there is that. But I do need to I need to have some Spike Guard damage boost to survive. Alright, rematch against the Pumpkin. Let me out! Thank you. I love Slashman's team. Why would they extend back there? Oh no, I should have jumped back. This is actually a more tricky regular stage because I don't have special weapons and my only means of more mobility is the Rush Coil. So in that way it does feel like more like a classic level. Which does force me to appreciate the gimmicks more carefully, in which case X platforms and Hornet rolls. And it is fairly competently put together, I'd say. It doesn't quite have the pizzazz I'm looking for, but at the very least, I still would put this over most of the most popular queue levels. I know, it's a running gag here, but you know. Let's be patient this time. So you've been playing the OG Star Force, no DX, no Legacy Collection, just the base game. So yeah, as a reminder, when I eventually get around to Star Force, I'll start with 1 DX. And then for 2 and 3, I'll switch over to the Legacy Collection, most likely. I know technically DX is unnecessary, but it does make 100%ing it a lot easier, plus the post-game becomes a lot more convenient and the bonuses there are pretty exciting. Now, if I was a returning player, DX would have more stuff to offer for me. It also did rebalance some of the bosses, so some of them aren't as much of a joke as they were in the previous game. Libra Scales, for example. Whoa, my goodness. Hang on. So I'll probably do a DX for the convenience and for the post-game. But I want to clarify something. I'm doing it on normal mode for a start. I am not doing hard mode for my first playthrough. Hard mode for that game is geared towards veterans. Almost. Yeah. It's not, the font isn't as bad as one. The different font isn't as bad as the one in Battle Network Legacy Collection, but it is noticeable. Some modders are probably going to fix that. Just give it time. Yeah, just give it a few months, they'll figure it out. Zack's Brother Band quest is I don't know if it's intentionally or unintentionally supposed to be that hard, but from what I've heard, was it the one with the triple hammer virus? FM viruses? It is supposed to be that hard. Oh gosh, yeah, then hard mode is gonna make that into a nightmare because of lack of stun resistance. Shoot. Whew. Surprisingly harder than I expected. It's a 10 battle, all enemies are oh no, that's worse. Yeah, that is harder than the final boss. I know how the final boss fights, and I'm just I haven't fully played the game, but I know how the game mechanics work and what the G viruses are and how V trees are. So putting it together. So yeah, the X will be joy. Can't wait to find the DX variant. Ninth up is we have Doka Locker at Home by Jock74. 45 plays and a score of 17. This will be my final level. The previous one would have been my final, but Jinox said this is their April Fool's submission, and I'm curious. Always start by running to the left. Well, I guess that works. By placing the tile in front, it sort of works, I think. What is the name of that enemy buster that heals and buffs? Well, exactly what the level says on the tin. So overall, of the 9 levels I covered in today's morning stream, my favorite one would be Plasma Cloud by Sunflower Azumarill, with an honorable mention going to Nitroman's Warny Rival by Para0, aka Copy X. And thank you to everyone else who submitted levels, really appreciate it. With that out of the way, it's time for the art showcase. By the way, as you can tell by the lower quality, this is a video of the Discord loading. I don't know who this group of furries are, but one certainly has a difference. All of them have hook hands. So yeah, that was the art showcase, and subsequently end the stream. Thank you to everyone who either submitted their levels, submitted their art, or simply participated in chat. It's thanks to your continued support why I continue to produce new content for the channels. It's really appreciated. So, if you're enjoying this or any other video or stream on the channels, please rate, comment, favorite, and or subscribe, as they all help them out. And don't forget to follow me on Blue Sky and Mastodon as well, and join my Discord server, as I regularly post updates there. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you all in about 5.5 to 6 hours for Demon Tides.